guys, Huss from OZI4x4, just working on a 105 today. We got a lot of inquiries about the 105 and the 100 series bullbar. So we've already taken the bumper bar off, we've taken the bar reinforcement, we're just going to process it a little bit quicker just to save the time. There is a bumper bar here that we just removed. The bumper bar was here, we took it off. We also took the reinforcement that was sitting here as well. That's been removed as well. Now the next step is you'll get your bull bar. Putting the bull bar on, you've got your brackets here. You're wondering how does it work, how does it go on? A lot of people are asking where does the winch go? So I'm hoping to answer some of those questions today. At the same time, make sure you've got an auto electrician that run down the wire up here. You'll need a wire to run down, a positive wire from your parker, a positive wire from your blinker as well, and one earth. So the earth, you can easily catch it from one of these wires. There'll be an earth there, normally it'll be the white and the black. You'll have a blinker, which could be green, a green wire or a yellow wire. Most Toyotas use the same color code on their wiring, yellow, green, white or black. So we've got the brackets that came with the bull bar. We're putting today a commercial bull bar on this vehicle, so we're not putting a Safari, we're doing a commercial. So here's the bracket. There's one to the left. Just come have a look. And you also get one to the right. If they put the wrong way, when you put the bull bar on, it's not going to fit on. So also, when you're putting it on, the easiest way you'll know is all the holes will line up. So all our bolts on the side are on. We've used washers. All our bolts on the top. We've also used spring washers and washers as well. And your bolt underneath here. Just come under here. Okay. Now, with the difference with the 105 and the 100, I'll just show you in a minute. The 105, when it goes on, it's got no cap. On the 100 series, they'll have a little piece of metal coming here, and that little metal needs to be cut off on the 100 series. On the 105, it's just a hollow chassis, as you can see. You've got your holes here from the manufacturer, which the bracket will bolt onto. Everything you do it by hand tight first. You have the ones underneath. We're using big square washers today for under. We're not going to tighten anything. We're going to make sure we're happy with the bull bar when it sits. So we're using everything I'm using is just hand tight at the moment before I'm happy where the bull bar sits. Okay. There's your cradle. So that's your cradle brackets. They're already on. Now the next step will be to connect my wires, to make sure my blinker's on the bull bar. There's a video of how to install the commercial bar blinker. I've got my fog lights. If the car doesn't come with fog light, then you can't install it. But if you do want to install them, then you can get a wire harness and just solder the wire, run it, and have it on its own switch, similar to how you run your 9-inch or your spotties or your bar lights. You can, if you're going to put 9 inches, you can even run the 9s to run off the fog lights. So when you press your 9-inch lights, your fog lights will turn on at the same time. That goes same for your bar light. You want to turn the fog lights on, you can connect it to your bar light. If you press your bar light on, your fog lights will turn on at the same time. Just please stick to your state and territory regarding fog lights. GXL, GXL, they come with fog lights anyway. This is a standard model, so I don't see any fog light, another harness from the manufacturer, from actually Toyota, for the fog lights. So with this one, I'm gonna leave the fog lights. I'm gonna connect his blinker and his sparker only, because the customer hasn't asked for the fog lights on a separate switch. So we're at the stage now to pick up the Bullbar. We've already assembled the fog light, the blinker, left and right has already been done. The skid plate is the last bit. So we can... So guys, now we're just going to put the Bullbar on. Okay. Okay, in just 1 second. So that Bullbar can actually go a little bit more higher. Okay. We're going to adjust it. So what we're going to do, Simon, I'll hold it. Can I get the nuts and bolts? So that's why we keep everything loose. So we've got plenty of time, plenty of room to adjust the bar, make sure everything before we start tightening the bolts. The last thing you want to do is tighten bolts and then undo it because you're not happy how the Bullbar sits. So there'll be 3 bolts on the left, 3 bolts on the right. I want to get the Bullbar nice and perfect for this customer. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring that Bullbar right underneath the headlights, little reinforcement that it's got, like a cover just over here. Some customers don't like it that way, that's fine. We recommend getting yourself pinch weld. Most shops have pinch weld, you can ask them to use pinch weld. This is how pinch weld, what it looks like. You can get off eBay quite cheap, $20 for 2 meters, 3 meters. You only need, most vehicles only need 1.8, 2 meters max. So that'll be plentiful. Unfortunately with this customer, I'm not going to use pinch weld. I'm going to just try to get it nice and perfect sitting because the customer's asked that he wants it to sit nice and snug. We always advise customers to have 20mm gap between the vehicle and the Bullbar, just to make it look, in case when you go for driving or the Bullbar gets on impact, that it doesn't damage the headlights or the vehicle, and it's away from damaging the vehicle, because the whole purpose of a Bullbar is to avoid collision or any damage to the actual vehicle.
Leave it there? Nah.
So we're at the final part. We've got the Bullbar on. We're at the stage we're going to tighten the bolts. We'll put the Bullbar up. We're going to leave a little bit of a gap there. We've seen that there is a slight gap. We can use 2 things. We're going to do a little bit more adjustment on it to bring it up higher. We can also spray underneath there black. Most shops spray it with just a quite light sand with Scotch-Brite. Spray it underneath the black so it looks nice and transparent. Third way you can do it is you actually use pinch weld. Use pinch weld all the way around. As I said to you, there's different type of pinch welds, different type of measurements. 10mm, 15, 20, 25, 30. So different type of measurements of pinch weld you can use. Pinch weld, you can get it from online or your nearest Repco, Bunnings, they all sell pinch weld. Bullbar's on. We're going to put the skid plates on. We're going to connect the blinker. Skid plate just goes underneath here. So just over here, the skid plate. Go on and we'll bolt on to the actual chassis. So we'll bolt on to the bottom of the chassis hole that's here. You've also got a middle skid plate and the left and the right skid plate. Now a lot of customers ask us, where's the winch go? So the winch gets bolted on here. So this is common on the GU, on the 100 series, 200 series, and on the Ford Ranger. No, sorry, not the 200 series, 100 series, 105, and some of the other models. The skid plate, the winch will get bolted on to, you'll see 4 holes here. You flip the winch upside down, you bolt the winch here, and on the bottom of the winch you'll see there's 4 holes, and those 4 holes will line up to these 4 holes. You put your feeder here at the front, the red one or the blue one that comes with the winch. The feeder goes here, the winch is at the back. What we recommend doing, we're not fitting a winch on this car. We recommend installing the winch on the floor, not on the car, so it doesn't fall on you. We recommend installing the feeder and the winch on the actual bull bar first. If you install the winch and the feeder on the bull bar, it is a bit heavier, so it'll be 20 kilos more heavier, but it's a lot easier than installing it on the floor than actually installing the winch in the air. It'll be a lot more easier for you guys. So once you've tightened all your bolts, you've got to connect your blinker and your parker using the headlight wiring to drop it down. You can solder it or get an auto electrician to do it for you, or use connectors if you're using it at home. Whatever method is perfect for you. You have to put these skid plates on. Make sure you're happy with the final part. The commercial bull bar doesn't come with antenna mounts, not like the Safari. So with this one, we're just going to use an Oricom. We're going to use an Oricom antenna bracket. And that will sit in there. And that part can go anywhere where the customer likes it. Here, wherever it suits the customer. Quite easy to do, nut and bolt. We sell this online, $50. Very good quality, very good company as well. When your bull bar is done, make sure the most important thing to do is go over the bolts. Check your bolts. When you go forward driving and you come back home, check your bolts. Bolts will loosen up over time. They're not Loctite, they're just your normal standard, your normal bolts, high tensile. But saying that, they can loosen. You might find a few loosen. So take your tools with you if you go forward driving. Come back home every now and again, every 1 month, 2 months, check your bolts, touch your bar, make sure to see if it's loose. If the bull bar is loose, then it means you're going to have to tighten some bolts. Otherwise, you can change the bolts to high tensile, and that's up to you. That's no problem as well. So once you've got your winch on, you've connected your blinkers, you've got your grille back on, that's pretty much done on the car. So 100 series or 105, there is a difference on the bar, just be aware. 105, the diff, if you look at the diff, it's got the diff like that, solid axle. Where the 100 series, it'll have struts. That's an easy way as well to know. It'll have struts, it won't have the coils, the yellow coils that's sitting there, which means it's solid axle. Okay? So, saying that, if there's anything else you need, you can call us on 1300 694 494, 1300 694 494. We've got all the description up on the website. You can buy online. We ship it all over Australia. We're located in Sydney. You are buying it from an Australian company. All our products, we bring them in by the lot. So if there's any issues, anything you need to know, give us a call. Hopefully this video helps a lot of customers that are installing this at home, because they're not aware that the 100 series, that on the bottom of the chassis, when you're installing these cradle parts, that they do need to cut that little bit of metal, otherwise this cradle will not go on. So with the 105, quite easy, like I showed you, it just fits on perfectly.